When the two Silas reunite, they will become the second existence to be able to cross between the two worlds. You should know the risk of changing the universe's rules like that. Furthermore, the probability of two worlds existing as the way they do now is founded in an inexplicable anomaly. Do you mean the risk that this universe will face, or the risk that the sage will face? You don't have to give me a multiple choice question. You know that both cases will come true. Naturally, I'll do my best to prevent the universe from its risk. If my power alone aren't enough, then I may need your help. Regardless, this universe has to take on the risk to protect itself. No room for discussion. The same goes for the risk I need to face. You should know what it means for you once you lose your authority as a sage. I'm not important, the sage is. As long as someone can inherit this authority, that's enough. And in that case, a perfect sage will be born who can truly maintain the two worlds for a long time and guide the people to become stable existences. The only price for this is, in your own words, that I have to return to where I belong. This is the most reasonable arrangement. Won't you look at that, Prometheus? I didn't stay in this universe just to sate my curiosity. Please allow me to repeat myself. How can I not feel comforted after witnessing such potential from abnormal stigma? So, everything is the sage's preparation to hand over her authority once and for all. With Miss Dusk's cooperation, she's sacrificing herself so we can replace her as the perfect sage. Even so, there was no need to kidnap us here. Can't you hold a civil conversation? And just to save those wispy monsters. Sila, have you seen the residents in the underworld? If they are transformed from the residents from South Snow Holy City, then they are likely the same residents that I've seen. They are sincere and kind. Now that you mention it, they are all honest people. Every single one of them won't stop talking about their great sage. Are we going to become the fellow's great sage now? I think it's not bad if we can help them. Of course, we must secure a way to get home safely beforehand. These two objectives are not mutually exclusive, right? Just like what Durandal experienced. Those people are real troublemakers. Never mind, with Sila and I around, how hard can it be to give those wisps a human form? Do you really think so? You are from just now. Have you forgotten what the sage's authority really means? You can't leave the tower. We'll always shoulder the responsibility of counseling souls. And why can't she stop the two worlds from separating anymore? Isn't her power weakening? You really intend to replace her as food for this tower. Step back, Sila. I'll definitely send her to the underworld this time. The two of you still won't accept reality. It doesn't matter. At this point, it's better for you to listen yourself. This time, it's my most sincere confession. I'm okay, Sila. Looks like this person's interfering with the space related to the sage again. I think that person followed us when the sage began showing her memories. She appeared at every key moment to plant her opinions in our heads. Being able to jack into the mind space at will, she must be the same person that disguised as you. I'd like to see what will happen to her if she runs into the Hershey of Sentient. But we still don't know what she's up to. This voice is, Great serpents! Could this have happened when we're in the Sea of Quanta? Let's go, Sila! Oh, I see. You're not here. A shadow from a foreign universe. I've lost a lot because I failed to account for your existence. I'm also very surprised, nameless sir. I didn't think that I'll meet an entity like you right after I'm born. Right after you're born. I get it now. Why didn't I think of it? The birth of abnormal stigmata is likely accompanied by that woman's actions. No, perhaps it's a vicious cycle. But I'm very curious. There's no bad blood between us. Why would you try to harm me? You misunderstand me. There's no special reason to this. It's only because the space in the Sea of Quanta isn't stable. My instinct is to survive, to gain stable space, and to return to where I came from. I need sufficient energy and a space more stable than this. So you took energy and space from me without so much as a warning, purely to survive in the Sea of Quanta. What's the difference between what you want and what I want? Yes, I learned this from you. You should know that as a stigma alive, my core instinct from birth is to learn. My sister who enabled my birth had awakened my survival instinct, and you have awakened my instinct to take things from others. To obtain resources from the environment to create your own body. Humans have been doing this for millions of years, no? Is that so? Then I suppose I should thank you for having a chat with me. How are the two Silas there doing? Now you understand the entire situation, right? Well then, thank you so much for presenting us with the soap opera. Although that Grey Serpent got what he deserved. But I think that compared to his blatant malice, you're strangely more intolerable than him. I thought that the two of you would understand if I showed you my motive truthfully. Understand? When you woke up safely from the stream, the sage's authority will be completely passed to you. I still don't believe that it's the best solution for any of us. I know you don't agree that we should inherit the sage's authority because you don't trust that we can pay the price for such responsibility. But as we said before, we have prepared ourselves. And our determination won't lose to the likes of you. Trust and determination are not important. I merely think that between you inheriting the sage's authority and me absorbing that artificial life's energy, there's no difference. But from another perspective, what the both of you just said has indeed wavered my heart a little. And because of this instance of wavering, I thought of an idea that we can learn from you. In contrast, I also wish to see if both your hearts will also waver like mine. One must be sufficiently aware when facing death. Sometimes, that only becomes apparent in face of immediate crisis. I use monsters in the Holy City to give your memories a small test. And now I know what rattles you, Sila. She's moving pretty fast. Is she using dreamland powers to cheat? But if this keeps going on, if we keep fighting in the sage's memory, it would be a huge threat to both worlds. We can't put it off much longer. We need to think of something. Why? She's slowing down. This is our chance, Scylla. You.
Hi.
Finally remember to end the stream after trapping us in for so long. I'm sorry, but I had to defend the sage's innocence. We've already noticed another abnormal stigma, but we need to make a lot of preparation to target it. It's thanks to the sage that we managed to capture that cheeky fellow. Of course, you guys contributed in creating an opportunity too. Do you agree with their perspective, sister? I only wish that we can continue to live. Sorry, but I cannot you do as you wish anymore. We must stabilize the two worlds, and your selfish behavior violates this universe's rule. Before her twin abnormal stigma could finish, the sage used her last powers. After that, the light from the two non-human entities disappeared simultaneously. Finally exterminated? Don't use such a dangerous word recklessly. That child merely returned to where she should go for now, right? You sent her back to the Sigma space, right? So, before all this, you guys already knew her existence and origin. Who is she? I call her Abnormal Stigma 0015. She was born from Abnormal Stigma 0014, who is the sage you guys are so familiar with. Actually speaking, I caused some changes when I lured you two into the Sea of Quanta, and as the finale of a long process, hastened her birth. The sage who sacrificed herself to sustain this universe, her survival instinct that had been suppressed gradually faded, so she came to stop all this. It's only my assumption, but it should be rather accurate. An abnormal stigma that created another abnormal stigma. Do Siberians like Matushka dolls? I don't think I deserve so much distrust. I cannot fully grasp your definition of us, but I can feel that she shares my source of origin. That's why she calls you sister. The past is in the past, but you know that she's dangerous, yet you still allow her to do as she wished in the tower. I didn't know about this either. I didn't think she would appear here. But in hindsight, it's probably another assurance for the sage. I suppose it's because I'm difficult to trust. When it comes to this universe rule, I must confirm that your judgment is not clouded by other factors. So I once gave her the responsibility to analyze Scylla Volea in another way, but I didn't think that she'll go so far as to attack your body and mind. Then, what she told us at and after that time was true. The sage must always remain inside the tower and endlessly console the souls. And every time you guide the souls, you'll lose part of your powers until you're ultimately consumed. These are all facts. For an imperfect sage, those flaws are true. As you can see, the sage is very weak now, not only because she had exhausted herself in the 2 battles just now and transferred her powers. Her daily consolation has taken away a huge portion of her stigma power. After all, the moon rock that illuminates the underworld requires stigma power. You talked about an imperfect sage just now. What about a perfect sage then? Actually, I can't confirm this either, as nobody has ever seen a real sage. Perhaps you will have more freedom than her, or maybe you remain trapped here for the 2 worlds to continue existing. But from a more optimistic point of view, the difference between the two should be similar to a Herrscher before and after metamorphosis. I see. I understand. Although I'm only an outsider, looking at the situation now, I'll gladly accept the sage's inheritance. Of course, this doesn't mean that I'm prepared to confine both Sila and myself in this tower. We still have somewhere we need to return to, and companions who are looking for us. But just like our universe, Durandal managed to do it too. I believe that we can also find a solution that achieves the best for both worlds. No, the best result for everyone. For that, I'm willing to become the sage first, to accept the crown and shackle it brings. Sila, you think so too, right? Because we already thought so far, we weren't shaken by that 0015. The place you chose to be is where I chose to be. When we get back, we can brag to Bronya and the rest. I see. For the first time, the emotionless sage showed a sincere smile on her face. Great! On behalf of this universe, I thank you. From this moment forth, the 2 of you are the new sage. Now then, I'll leave the rest to you. The fog dissipated, and light shone on the land again. To light the eternal fire for this universe, the transfer of her authority proceeded silently. Sometime after, others also began to rush to the top of the tower. So, the original sage had exhausted her powers and disappeared. Oh my, don't forget that I'm still here. Although she barely has any powers left, but I can sustain her existence by sending her back to the stigma space. Of course, she won't have the energy to greet everyone in the foreseeable future. I never thought I'd be able to witness a phenomenal moment like this, the replacement of the great sage. Everyone only calmed down when the oracle returned to the town just now. I'm sure it'll cause a commotion if we spread this news out. Hey, keep this to yourself, Vita. Of course, even I can understand the weight of the situation. I helped with the calming of the residents previously, right? More accurately, outside the areas that the oracles and I were responsible for, you took only about 3%. I'm just a normal human after all. There's no way I'll be on par with the machine and the oracle. Regardless, as someone who contributed during the chaos, I should be allowed to meet the new sage, right? I'm still curious about how things will change. You're right. Before I meet Sila, I can only half believe what Miss Tao said after the fight. I understand. Then, please come this way. The group walked down the corridor to the place where the previous sage used to console souls. Ah, it's Sila! She's practicing the ability to integrate prayers and control the oracles with the sage's powers. Did the other Sila go back into her body? No, she returned to the country of Iron Sun to meet up with her of sentience. It's probably more chaotic there than here in South Snow Holy City. But that child is gentle and competent. I'm sure she'll resolve the problem quickly. Gentle? What's wrong, Susanna? Why the troubled expression? No, I was just wondering if you were really talking about the other Sila. You can't judge a book by its cover, just like Miss Riguri Kira. Didn't you develop quite a few misunderstandings about me because of my appearance and contrasting personality? This is... Everyone wait! Great stage! Now something's wrong with Miss Sila. Miss Sila, something is wrong with the sage's power. How can this be? As Sila whimpered, a red glowing screen popped up next to Prometheus. Doomsday warning. It can't be. Is it already starting? Didn't you say this sort of thing won't happen as long as we integrate the sage's power? But why? Looking at Sila, it doesn't seem like this power is helping us at all. Miss Dao, is this also part of your plan? Shiguri Kira immediately questioned the narrator of the story, but when she furiously looked towards Miss Dao, there was unconcealable embarrassment painted on her face. This is quite... I don't wish to prove my innocence in this way, but as you can see, not only Sila is affected. It seems that those who have approached the core root of this world are all affected. Indeed, a power has turned against us. Furthermore... Hello, can you hear me? Sila. Her share of sentience. What happened? Sila, is she alright? I can't say she is, but I can still do this. Her share of sentience, don't interfere. Look at that. Even though she's suppressed by some sort of power, she is very conscious. But she's not only one facing the problem. The condition of Prof Rock and the soul suddenly got worse. Prof said maybe the sage's power went wrong. Do you have any idea? Yes, something is wrong with the sage's power. No, rather than a problem with the power, it's more like the power is not working. This power seems to be constrained by the world's rule and has become everyone's liability. You mean it was an oversight on my part? But it can explain our situation. I don't understand anything you two say. We're saying that replacing the sage will not solve the crisis that the two worlds face. The world is still collapsing, and we're fated to be caught up in it.